You know, there's a lot of talk going on with the can't be American state. Canada proud. America proud. America's dirty putting tariffs on Canada. Well, you don't know how bad tariffs are from Canada towards us. Canada's betraying us. Let's stop all this. I was pro Canadian. I believed in Canada. I backed Canada up 100%. I put my faith in the Canadian government, the Parliament, the House, the Senate, the people that run it. And they betrayed me from day one, as well as hundreds of millions of, or hundreds of thousands, millions of my fellow Canadians. Canadians are a proud people. We don't want our nation to change. Many of us believe that our government should have resolved its issues with Native America long ago. We don't understand why it's continuing. This is an abuse, and it's been prolonged abuse for as long as it's been in existence. Now that abuse is carrying over to the poor, homeless, destitute, disabled, and elderly. I'm not saying that it is any more or less a crime because it's changed over to more people. It is the same crime. But now it's become so prevalent that a person who has faith in the Canadian government has to be delusional. You have to be delusional. How many times did Doug Ford come out and say, "We're cutting off the electricity. We're going to take this right to them, 100%. We'll cut off their electricity, water, beer, make milkshake machines, everything. They'll get nothing." Well, that's how you see how you discuss something. My way or no way. Very childish. We're going to build homes, hundreds of homes. 66% GDP. You were only going to build millionaire homes. Yes. Floral court in the Greenbelt. Bridal court in the Greenbelt for you. You never had any intention of helping the poor, the elderly, the disabled. In fact, I've repeatedly watched this conservative member stand back and say all people on ODSP should get a job. It's because we're disabled. Well, if the elderly wanted more money in retirement, they should have put more money into it. They're not getting what they're supposed to be getting because of government fuckery. And Justin Trudeau taking money from the CPP and using it to buy pipelines. John Chrétien taking money from the CPP, using it to put a $24 million 4-inch square on Jacques Villeneuve's car. It's historic. It's the same thing over and over and over again. So as a Canadian, I can't reasonably have faith in my government to do right by Canadians, because consecutively for the last 200 years they have fucked Canadians over. We still stand behind that stupid red and white maple flag that was designed by Pierre Trudeau, brought in with the Indian Act, Canada's version of the American Indian Removal Act. That flag can be flushed down the toilet. I don't care anymore. I have watched this criminal government destroy this entire nation. From an industrial juggernaut, doing everything from Schneider's Meats to Campbell's Foods to Lipton Foods to TRW to Ford Chevrolet to Industrial Pipeline to industrial machining, tool and die making, architecture. We were leaders in every field in the world. We were a pinnacle nation in the League of Nations. We were number 3, number 4. Now we're 40, 47. We don't even come onto the chart. No. Wake up, Canada. If you do not want to be American, you better get rid of this government. Because there are millions of Canadians like me who have heard it enough, the lies, long enough. You know, right down to right now, the lies about Donald Trump's tariffs are going to make your cost of living go up 30%. No, Doug Ford's tariffs are going to make my cost of living go up 30%. Donald Trump's tariffs are going to make cars more expensive for Americans. Stop lying. Canada's tariffs hurt Canadian people. They are digging into your sovereignty, your feelings for each other. Oh, I want to be in solidarity with Canada. I want to back up my politicians. So the politicians are looking you right in the eye and saying, hey, Donald Trump's going to make it more expensive to buy Canadian cars in the United States, so we don't like what they're doing to the car industry. Ford, the mega juggernaut. We don't like what they're doing to Honda. So we're going to make you pay 25% more on everything across the board. Everything. That'll teach Trump a lesson. And I hope you listen to what I said. Because that is not teaching Trump a lesson. That is outright beating your kids because you're angry at somebody at work. That is the equivalent of it. You are punishing Canadians because Donald Trump wanted to increase the tariff on cars solely because you wouldn't decrease the tariff on cheese. Get to know the real story. Find out the truth. Knowledge is power. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. The Canadian government is using this situation as a means to tax the fuck out of you. Learn. Go study tariffs. See who's really hurting you. Doug Ford is hurting you the most. We're going to put tariffs on more products than anybody in Canada, he says with a smile behind his back. Doug Ford is going to cost people everything. The only one left standing will be him. He doesn't care what happens to you. Educate yourselves before you lose your nation or become a slave.